What's going on, everyone? It is Seamus with the macro perspective with another episode of Micro Bites. I think this is going to be a good one. I want to preach, I want to give, and I want to put some energy out there. So if you're listening to this, please buckle up. Some of y'all might get a little heated, might feel a little pain for this, but I hope you feel it and it motivates you to do something. Today, what I want to talk about is y'all got to stop mastering what doesn't serve you. What do I mean by that? Frankly, some of y'all have mastered being unhealthy. If you're listening to this, some of y'all have mastered being unfit. And if you're listening to this, some of y'all might have mastered being unmotivated. Now you're like, whoa, Seamus, that's a little too intense, man. What are you doing, man? Just trying to offend me on purpose? No. Just think about it for a second. Think about it for a second. Mastery, and the definition of this is most known as that 10,000 hour rule. Roughly a few years, if you were to input some time into something, a few hours a week or, a few hours a day, that's roughly around 3 or so-ish years. Now, for most people, and this message is for people that are trying to change yet complain that they're not making change. Okay, this message is for you. If you're not trying to change, don't even worry, move on. But how many times have you decided that instead of, mindlessly scrolling on social media, that you're going to go ahead and turn off the phone to sleep early? Or, hey, instead of sticking to the nutrition plan, you decided, hey, I'm going to go ahead and cheat, make the excuse, have that dessert, have those drinks. How many times have you done that? Or you binged a Netflix series when you could have gone for a walk or done some exercise. Really think about it. How many times have you made that decision? How many times have you done that? And if it's more than that, you've mastered it. Think about it. And I know this is going to be rough, but it basically means, and for those that really need to make a big change, it basically means that you've mastered being physically weak, having an untamed body, an unkept body weight, and you easily succumb to excuses. If you've made the decision every single time to mindlessly scroll media, always going for the desserts, always going for the drinks, and binging the Netflix series, and doing all these things, then someone might say, they're going to go, but Seamus, like, I want to enjoy life. Look, we can all enjoy life in moderation. We can all enjoy life and make something of ourselves. But what happens when we keep going to that excuse? What happens when we keep using that as our saying? It comes to the point, it's like, I want to enjoy his life so much. Enjoying life doesn't just have to be recreational or going for a dopamine hit and always going for sugary snacks or going for drinks or going for the things that are not serving us. If your goal is to get healthy and become an optimal version of you, these are things that we use and have fun with. Have the drink, have the desserts, go binge on social media, go. But it has to be part of the plan. It cannot be the go-to. So if you're that person that's listening to this, if that's your usual MO, your modus operandi, that's your usual mindset, we need to change some associations. I mean, for some of us, like, I enjoy pushing myself and I enjoy challenging myself. I enjoy saying, we are going to go sleep early today. I love being diligent about my sleep. First off, I just love sleep. 8 to 9 hours. Come on. I love going, okay, I'm going to eat really well this week so that I can earn that dessert. I might go ahead and, maybe do a Netflix while I go on a walk on the treadmill. Who knows? I got my ways. But with that being said, I'm not trying to judge. I'm not trying to say. I'm just saying that for the person that is trying to make a change, you really got to go and look at what you've mastered. What are the decisions you're making? That brings me to my next point. All these things, being unfit, mastering unfitness, mastering unhealthiness, mastering excuses, mastering whatever, you've mastered that. If you've done that so many times, it comes down to one thing. And this is how you hack this. Okay. Listen up. All right. You hack this if you know how to master how to make a decision. I'm going to say that again. if you can master how to make a decision and what decisions you make. What do I mean by this? Every time you have a decision in front of you, the better you can make a decision, the quicker you can make a decision that is more self-serving to your goals, the more power you will give to the goals you want. So let's say you want to go ahead and not binge that Netflix and go for a walk. If you can go, okay, cool, I'm going to make that decision. I'm going to go for that walk. And the faster you can get to that goal and the better you make that goal every time, and the more you go towards that goal of going for the walk and going for the discomfort, you're better at making that decision. You have put the power back on the goals that serve you. However, if you come to that impasse and you go this way, it's kind of just basically wiring your brain. You're going to go that way. And it gets easier every time. Think of it as tracks on snow, right? There's some tracks on the snow a little bit. You got to plow a little bit. You got to dig a little and do that. If you keep tracking it this way, towards the way of making that decision of dopamine, taking it easy, making an excuse, going and binging, staying up late, deciding to do all these things, and you have a goal of being in the best shape of your life, and you do all these things, you keep, guess what? When you have to make this decision, it's just that much harder, and it takes that much more willpower and takes that much more energy, and it just becomes difficult. And then guess what happens? You go, oh man, it's so tough. I hate it. I don't want to do it. And then you just go this way. So what you need to master, is you need to master making better decisions, and you need to be present in that moment. So when that next decision comes, whether it's scrolling through social media, you need to take a deep breath, be present, snap yourself back to reality, and go, okay, I'm going to start making this way. If you really think about it, it's just wiring of that brain. You really got to wire it to make better decisions. And that's what mastery comes down to. And guess what? Here's the beautiful thing about this. Recently, I've hit 100 workouts, and it's told me on my phone. And I just started using this new app about November. So it's been 3 months to 4 months, and 5 months, like that's 100 workouts. Maybe I've done some double days, whatever, but I didn't even know that was coming. I didn't even know. The cool thing about when you decide to make better decisions towards your health, whether it's going to do the workout, not Netflix, you're going to make that, conscious decision to have dessert on weekends or certain times of the week instead of every single moment, or anything like that, you'll create a mountain of work, right? You'll create a pedigree. You'll create something. And you'll be in the work so much at some point, you look up and you're like, whoa, what just happened? What did I do? That's how far work can take us, is when you're so in it, it just becomes so easy and becomes such a big part of us. And that's the beautiful thing. And guess what? When it becomes a part of us, going down that lane, going down that track, doesn't even take any energy. It's just who you are. It's who you become. And it's what you do. And the beautiful thing is you get to think about the bigger things in life, right? So now you can figure out what you want for dessert instead of just having dessert. You can figure out what you want, and it could be a much better dessert, be a little bit more enjoyable. You can watch better TV shows because you're more qualitative time. And the energy that you put out is more quality energy, right? Instead of just doing a bunch of workouts and just burning around or eating mindlessly with food, you're enjoying every moment, being present, and really being energized by the things that you do, not so much the other way. So stop mastering what doesn't serve you. Stop mastering all these things. It's crazy. Some of y'all have done that. And if you're listening to this, if you want to change, I hope that message gets clear to you, because man, mastery goes both ways, whether you know you mastered something or not. Mastery goes both ways, whether you know something or not, whether you work for it or not. You probably mastered something you didn't even know. So take stock, take a look, stop mastering what doesn't serve you. Let's see. Appreciate all y'all. Thank you so much for another episode of the Micro Bites. I just wanted to preach from the heart. I hope this hits you, because I know it hit me. And I'll see y'all later. Thank you so much.